Welcome back to Stardew Valley and the O'Leary Farm. Today I'm going to be going over the usage of all of your tools and planting crops, clearing the area. We may pop into town, say hello to some strangers, and I'm going to show you how the menu works. And if I have time while I'm planting the crops, I will go ahead and thank some of the people that have made this channel a possibility for me and have provided encouragement early on. So we just got a set of 15 parsnip seeds. We can plant these outside, which I will show you when we get there. We're going to go to the weather report. Welcome to KOZV5, your #1 source for weather news and entertainment. And now, the weather forecast for tomorrow. It's going to rain all day tomorrow. Now, raining's a good thing for us because it means that we don't have to water our crop that day. It'll save us some energy. Fortune teller.
Welcome to Welwick's Oracle, the only show where the voice of the spirits is channeled directly to you. The spirits are very displeased today. They will do their best to make your life difficult. Okay, so that basically means that the forage that I get when I go out will be of an inferior quality to what it might be otherwise. There are a couple other things it affects as well. Living off the land, this will give you some tips and tricks. Welcome to Living Off the Land. We're back again with another tip for y'all. Now listen up. This one's for all you greenhorns out there. Chop wood and search for wild forage to earn some cash while waiting on your first harvest. Okay? So, one of the first things I recommend doing is clearing a little plot so that you can plant your first 15 parsnips. The scythe, which is on hotkey 5, you can just press the number 5 on your keyboard to switch to it, lets you clear out all of this foliage, and it's probably the most efficient way to clear out a sizable chunk of your farm. The one key is your axe, which will allow you to cut down these trees and small logs on the floor, as well as saplings. As you cut down trees and mine rocks with hotkey 4, by the way, you will acquire resources which can be used in crafting. One of the main things that I try to do on my first day of any Stardew Valley run is acquire a chest, because those hotkeys that you see below, those 12 hotkeys, that is the extent of the number of unique items I can carry on me at the beginning of the game. Creating a chest has 3 times that many slots, and you can use it to store things at home or wherever you happen to want to plant the chest. Just gonna clear out the rest of this area. Now you'll notice my energy bar on the right is slowly depleting as I do some of these tasks. Everything except for the scythe will consume some energy. I will go ahead and clear out these next couple of rocks and this little log here, and then I'll show you the hoe. The hoe is the second button on your tool tab, if you will. I'm going to go ahead and make a 3x5 area here. You can target any of the adjacent spaces to you, diagonally or orthogonally, and it will till an area that you can subsequently plant your seeds in. You're going to select the seeds, right-click them on the ground to plant them. And then there's one more step, and you want to do this each day unless it's raining, and you want to water your crops one at a time. This actually is a fairly relaxing process. It's not really stressful. It's a good way to relax after a long day, and that's what I like about it. There is definitely some adventure for us to get ourselves into as well,
which we will discover as the game progresses. Just clearing a little bit more while I can. And then I need 2 more pieces of wood. So I'll pick up these 2 logs. And then I'm going to show you the menu. We have several tabs here. We have the inventory tab, which is your currently equipped items. You'll also notice that there are 2 grayed out areas. It's possible to buy backpacks to increase your item capacity for what you can actually carry on your person. I find that's a pretty good early purchase. Skills. This tab shows you your farming, mining, foraging, fishing, and combat skills, as well as any key items that you may have picked up. Key items are items that progress the story but don't fill your inventory. Social. Now this is a list of all of the characters in the town. The 2 we've met, and any further that we meet, will have their names listed. And then over here under gifts, that shows that you have 2 gifts you can give to that character during the week of gameplay. Gifts increase their relationship. Eventually it will give you a heart, and then you can eventually fill all 10 hearts with most characters. There is a relationship mechanic in this game where you can court someone and eventually marry them and have children with them. And it's a very interesting and sweet way of doing it. It's handled very tactfully, and the writing is quite clever. We have the map tab here, which if we hover over here, we have the O'Leary farm, which is where we are. We have the bus stop, several of the houses where individuals live, and there's a JoJo Mart off on the east side of town, and there's mines on the northeast. And there's a variety of places. There's even a wizard's tower to the west, which we will go and explore as well. It's a very nicely drawn map. It's just, it has a good aesthetic to it, and I appreciate that. On the crafting tab, this is all of the things we can craft at this moment. We can learn new crafting recipes as we level up, or as we buy them from a store and use them in the course of gameplay. I am going to, with my 50 wood, craft a chest and then place it, which you can do with right click when it's your active item. Now right click it, and I'm going to put my plant fiber, my sap, and my stone away. I would like to harvest as much wood as I can today, but first I'm going to go out foraging. Foraging is a way to get food for yourself. You do not need to eat to survive in this game, but eating foods is a good way to replenish your energy during the day. Replenishing your energy, of course, allows you to do things like clearing more rocks off of your property or cutting down more trees. I see that there's an exit to the south here, and this will lead us to Marnie's ranch. One thing to note as well, in the ground in front of my character is a set of worms. If I use a hoe on the worms, I'll be able to dig up things like artifacts. You found an artifact. The curator of the local museum might want to know about this. This is a prehistoric scapula, and as you give these to Gunther in the museum, he will eventually give you rewards for them. It's just a collection quest. Marnie does not appear to be here. This is where you'll go to purchase your animals once you get a coop or a barn. And as you can tell, the game designer has put a lot of thought into the individual rooms and customizing them to the personalities of the people that live there. Here's Marnie now. Ah, Mayor Lewis told me you just arrived. I'm Marnie. I sell livestock and animal care products at my ranch. You should swing by sometime. I'll have done that. It's locked. Only Leah's friends can enter uninvited. That's another interesting mechanic of this game. There are certain spaces in the game that you can only get to once you have a certain relationship with people. Here's another worms, and I have picked up an ancient sword. Now that's not combat effective, but it is a neat artifact that we can give to Gunther. Haley's too involved with her camera to notice you. Okay, Haley, enjoy. It's a very scenic vista, to be sure. Alright, let's see if we can't get over here. Now, these spring onions are a fast way to get some energy, and they replenish remarkably quickly, and they tend to be fairly plentiful. So I can go right-click all of these spring onions, and if you come to this place in the forest, you can usually find some spring onions, at least during the spring, of course. Now my inventory is full, so I'm going to have to make some choices here. I'm going to drop one piece of wood, which you can either drop into the world by clicking on the side where your inventory isn't, or you can just drop it in the trash can here, and it will delete the item. One way allows you to recover it later, and the other removes the item permanently from the world. I'm going to right-click these dandelions, and they can be used for food, but they're also part of a forage bundle, which I will show you later. Here's some more dandelions. Lovely. This is an old abandoned house. I don't believe there's anything we can do here. It looks abandoned at the moment, but I do know that an NPC shows up there eventually. Now it's 3:30 p.m. We haven't accomplished too terribly much on our first day, but I'm okay with that. This game rewards exploration and has a very relaxed pace to it. So don't feel, if you didn't accomplish much on your first day, that you need to worry about that. It's locked. You can hear someone inside, though. This will be the wizard's tower, but we don't know the wizard yet, so we can't get into his house. I really enjoy the graphics in this game. It's beautiful. The nice touches with the butterflies and the bushes and trees and lakes, water effects, rippling. It's got a very vintage aesthetic that I appreciate. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these 2 stone and pick up this horseradish. You can also use your scythe and such when you're out in the field to clear things. There's a 3rd dandelion. I'm going to go ahead and return home so that we can drop off some of these things. And then I think we'll do a little more work on the farm, and then maybe tomorrow we'll go say hi to some of the locals. Drop off the dandelions. You can shift left click in order to move them directly, or you can just left click and drag. I find shift left click works pretty well. Our energy is getting somewhat low, so we will go ahead and eat some of those spring onions as soon as I get this tree down. You can just right click with it selected and it'll give you the opportunity to eat it. This can take a little bit of time because you have to eat them one at a time. There's no multiple eat options. And it doesn't refill too much energy, but it does let you keep going for a little while longer. And these spring onions are free and not used as part of any of the bundles in the game. I do want to take some time to thank a couple of people who have really helped me get this channel off the ground. First, I want to thank Kevin from Frivolous Fandom. I will include a link to his channel below in the description. He was instrumental in helping me set up XSplit and get started with the recording process. And he was very encouraging as well. Furthermore, I would like to thank Avac, who is a YouTuber that just hit 100,000 subscribers. Very good job on that, Avac. And you have been very encouraging to me in this initial process. I appreciate you taking the time to respond to my requests and mentoring me through the early process. Alright, it's getting on towards nightfall. I think I'm gonna put the rest of what I have away. I have 50 wood. Maybe I'll cut a little bit more, and then I'll turn in for the evening. That'll do. I could use more of the time. Stay up late hours of the night and grind for wood and stone, etc. But it's really not necessary to do so. So all you do, you walk into bed and you click yes to go to sleep for the night. Level up. Level 1 foraging, +1 axe proficiency. Trees sometimes drop seeds. New crafting recipe, wild seeds, spring. New crafting recipe, field snack. Field snacks are a pretty cheap way to feed yourself and get a significant energy boost, certainly more than the spring onions. So that's handy. It'll save your progress at the end of each day. And with that, I will end this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely day.